Hey guys, Sadara here. Today we're going to be doing a build tutorial for braided coils. We're going to be aiming for around about 0.13, 0.14, somewhere around that marker. So for that we're going to be using some 28 gauge stainless steel round wire. So let's drop down and just go through the tools going to be needed for this. First we're going to be needing some wire cutters, some needle nose pliers, some stainless steel 316L 28 gauge, a clamp or something that you've got that you can attach your wire to. It's a bit attached fast and tight there, just so you can't get no move, otherwise it'll just ruin it if it comes off. And then a coil jig. For this we're going to be using a 3mm coil jig on the Coil Master. Right, and let's get back up top. So from the 28 gauge stainless steel, I've already cut a section off, which is right here. Oh, what else? I forgot to tell you, you are going to need a drill, because you're not going to want to try and work with that. It's just everywhere. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to come back down. Show you. This I'll be using my daedalus drill. And all you're going to do, straight out, take a piece, slide it in there, put it in the right way for starters. Always helps. Then just going to take the other end in a pair of pliers, pinch it tight, pull it straight, turn it on, give it a spin. As you can see, that's going to be so much better to work with. It's no longer springy, it's all in one. So for this you're going to need 3 equal lengths. Now you're going to attach the 2 ends, make a loop, like so. That's very hard to see because it's a small wire. Just going to make a loop, so go around your finger, to the top ends, give a twist round. You do that 3 times, so you'll end up with 3 lots of individual loops. Now you're going to do those 3 ends, you're going to just fasten them all 3 ends together, so you end up with 3 pieces in a row, which should look something like this. So there's 1 loop, 2 loops, 3 loops, all fastened together. And now this is where the clamp comes into effect. So get a good surface that you clamp it to. I'll do it this way around because it's just easier for me. Get a bit of slack. That's not going anywhere. And it's very important that all 3 loops be at the same length. You can't have one over here, one back here, and one over there. It's all got to be around about the same length, so they're just there. Now, all you're going to do is, you can start off whichever way you can start off with 2 on these fingers, so middle finger, index finger. You can start off like that if you want, or you can do it on the other hand, exact same thing. And it's a very simple, effective method. So what we're going to do is, you use your index finger from the one that's only got the 1 wire on it. You'll go to the end, take the end wire from your middle finger on the other hand, pull away, pull out with the wires, pull tight. And it's very important that you keep the tension the same the entire time. If you're going to do it, don't do it slack, and then decide you're going to go tight. The braid will be completely uneven. It'll be wider in certain parts, and that's not what you want. In for good consistency. So again, 2 on one hand, 1 on the other. Middle finger, index finger is always free on one hand. Come over, take the final loop, bring it over, stretch it out. Then switch from this finger to this finger. Then take the final one, stretch it out. Switch from your index finger to your middle finger. And just keep rinsing and repeating. Switch over, index finger, stretch, switch, index finger, stretch, switch. And it'll become a form of muscle memory. I'm not going to lie, it is going to hurt to start with. For a few days when I was doing them, it was really hurting my hands. It'll just gnash up your skin a little bit on the inside of your fingers. But it does toughen up, and then you can eventually just keep going. And then it's just arm fatigue from doing this all the time. So again, I'm going to take from the outside, switch, take from the outside, switch, outside, switch. And it's just rinse and repeat. And I know I'm going to have to cut that section off there because I didn't pull tight, just to keep showing you. And you'll eventually see, if you give that good to pull, if you watch out here, you can see the braid forming, which I'll zoom in soon for a close-up. So I'm just going to get it going. And it's not difficult at all. Once you contact, if you straighten those wires, clamp it down, it is easy. So I'm just going to lay these down a sec. I'm just coming close and show you the braid as it's forming. And we'll zoom in. Which I know it's very, very difficult to see because it is so small. So let's do that. There you go, you can see that braid forming there. That's what you want consistency. You can see here, this is where what happens if you don't keep the tension. It'll do that, which is not what you want. Tighter the better. It'll also make it a hell of a lot easier when it comes to strumming it out, to put it in, because get rid of all those hot spots. So I'm going to go back to where I was. If you ever drop it, just look for where your lines are, because you're always going to go from the outside in. So the one that's still going to have one in the coil is going to always be on its own. It'll come from underneath. So let's come back out a bit more. There we go. So index to middle finger, tighten, switch over, index to middle finger, tighten. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to finish this one off quickly. And the reason that I am doing this at such a low ohmage is going in a single coil. I've got a few other builds for higher gauges, for dual coiling. This one's going to go in the drop solo. What we're going to do is we're going to stop it there because I only need to make one coil, so there's no point in me continuing the entire stretch because I've got plenty over here. So, wire cutters. I'm just going to snip right there. If it holds together, it's not going to fall apart. And then there was the part where I wasn't paying attention, which is right there. So I'm just going to cut beyond that. So when you do a long stretch of this, it is going to be extremely, it's going to try and curl back up on itself. That's why you can get a piece of metal and a hammer and you can just lay it out and you can bang it out flat. Whereas I've got a pasta maker. So, just grab my handle for it. Because you want to get that coil nice and flat, nice and straight. What we're going to do is put that into there, like so. Pull it tight. That's nice and flat, straight out. And there we go, you can have a look at that. So yeah, and that's how simple it is just to braid a coil, how quick it can be done. But so we do now we turn this into a coil. So 3mm meat into the side notch just there. It's gonna be a 5 wrap. Now, key to wrapping it with braid, turn this a bit, is not to go fast, it's not to overlap it. Just go nice and slow. Think about where you're placing the wrap each time. I'm just going to focus this in so it's just right so you can see. There we go. So it's about placement each time. So it's nice and slowly take it round, hold, line it up. You're in no rush to do it. You just want to get the most pleasure you can out of each time you vape it. So that's 4. And there's my 5th. Bring that round. Pair of pliers. Just straighten that up and stretch it down. Give it a quick snip. So there we have it, the finished product. No overlaps. 5 wrap. Like I said, this is the problem you're going to get. You can see on my finger there. It will rough your skin up. There's no two ways about it. Unless you get some kind of finger protection. Now, I tried plasters. They didn't really work for me because it just kept on pulling off, catching on stuff, and I just didn't want the cross-contamination from the glue from the plasters. So what I'm going to do next is we're going to install this in and see what it comes out at. So yeah, guys, I'm going to install this coil. I'm going to make this a bit simpler. It's going to use Hugs Vapes coil cutter. I'm sorry about the angle because I'm zoomed right in here and I'm not used to working from behind the camera itself, so it's going to get a little bit finicky, so you have to bear with me. I do apologise for that, but yep, so we're going to do Hugs Vapes coil trimmer, and it's a 4.5. Yep, so for that, just going to move this out of the way so I don't knock it over. 4.5, and it'd be easy if I just do this and turn it over. And take it out there, might be a bit easier as well. So I just want to trim this excess off because that way I'm not going to have to cut it under the deck. Just a quick trim. Hold the end so it don't fly off. And one more. And there we go. Problem with trimming braided coils inside a device like the drop. I mean, I am a big fan of the drop. The problem being, when you trim something like this kind of coil in there, it is going to split it off like these little bits that I've got on the tip of my finger right there. And if that touches the positive and the negative, it's going to cause a whole world of problems that you don't want to get into. So it's just beneficial for me just to trim it as it is there. So I'm going to slip this on here for a bit of ease. Slide it in. We're going to see what this ohms out at. So sorry for the finickiness, but I'm not used to doing it from this angle. So there we go. Gotta get the screwdriver. Give this a little tighten. There we go. Give it on there tight. Straighten it up. Give it a little pull. And for the drop swallow, bend forwards and down. Let's make sure it's nice and level, which you can see it's not. My LCD will kick in, so I'm going to have to just level that out, bring it over a touch. There we go. Just zoom in. Sorry, not zoom in, focus. Right, so now what we do is we'll burn it off and get it to settle down a little bit, and then we'll see where we go from there. So I'm just going to turn this round. So yeah, we're just going to burn it off. Very low wattage, not like it's on it now, 77. So we're going to take it down to about 30-ish, right about that, we're fine. So slow pulses. You can see those hot spots in there, so we have to work those out. Nice bit of colour change. Just gonna get my tweezers and we'll give that a little strum. One more. Let's see how that is there. From middle outwards, no hot spots. The braid's still nicely intact. So just let it cool down a sec. Just going to give it a quick blow to cool it down because it'll read higher ohmage while it's still hot. There it is. 0.14. There we go. So what I'm going to do now is just go on camera, give it a quick wick up, juice it up, and see how it vapes. So back guys, wicked up, juiced up, still sitting there around about, if it'll ever focus. So yeah guys, wicked up, juiced up, still sitting at 0.14. So yeah guys, wicked up, juiced up, and we are still sitting at 0.14. You can see right there. That's 68 watts. Again on the GTR SV by 222. So see how this fires up. Let's say we are in a single coil drop solo. For me personally, top airflow is always closed off. I'll give it both. So a lovely hit with it wide open. It's a bit stiff because I never changed that setting. So. Oh, loving that. It's a Little Havana by Miami Drippers. But yep, it's sweet. It's not grating me. It's nice little vape for a few minutes that it actually takes to build the coil. But easy enough to do. Just follow it over, 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 and just keep it tight every single time. Once you get to that, you get into muscle memory, and it's not hard. You can pump out tons of these things. You can vary it with different gauges and different millimeter to get a different ohmage that you like. Like I said, I built this one for a single coil, so and most of my stuff that I use is mechs. So I built it to my specifications that I want, which was around about 0.1. Like I said, 0.14, I can't grumble at that. But clouds, flavour, not getting no spit back, very easy to get the hot spots out of, because when you've been braiding it, you've been pulling it tight every time. That consistency, all it is consistency. Keep the same, you'll get it brilliant. So, one last vape, and we'll leave it there, guys. Oh, gorgeous. So, if you find that tutorial helpful, or you'd like any more, or any ones with different gauges, ohmages, just please let me know. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe, and it's much appreciated. So, thank you very much, and goodbye. Single coil drop solo. For me personally, top airflow is always closed off. I'll give it both. So a lovely hit with it wide open. It's a bit stiff because I never changed that setting. So. Oh, loving that. It's a Little Havana by Miami Drippers. But yep, it's sweet. It's not grating me. It's nice little vape for a few minutes that it actually takes to build the coil. But easy enough to do. Just follow it over, 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 and just keep it tight every single time. Once you get to that, you get into muscle memory, and it's not hard. You can pump out tons of these things. You can vary it with different gauges and different millimeter to get a different ohmage that you like. Like I said, I built this one for a single coil, so and most of my stuff that I use is mechs. So I built it to my specifications that I want, which was around about 0.1. Like I said, 0.14, I can't grumble at that. But clouds, flavour, not getting no spit back, very easy to get the hot spots out of, because when you've been braiding it, you've been pulling it tight every time. That consistency, all it is consistency. Keep the same, you'll get it brilliant. So, one last vape, and we'll leave it there, guys. Oh, gorgeous. So, if you find that tutorial helpful, or you'd like any more, or any ones with different gauges, ohmages, just please let me know. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe, and it's much appreciated. So, thank you very much, and goodbye.